There may be times when you find that you want to raise the pricing on your parts by a certain percentage. We oftentimes get asked the question if there's a way to do this in Main Street without having to go in and individually update the pricing on the parts one by one. And the answer to that is yes, you can do that through what we call the Price Wizard. So in order to use the Price Wizard, you're going to need to go into POS and go into the Advanced Parts Editing. Now you may not have really looked at the Advanced Parts Editing before. It is similar to the Parts section. The only difference is that in the Parts section you're only looking at one part at a time, whereas in the Advanced Parts Editing you're looking at all the parts at once, and you can edit any of the parts that are in the list here. Now in order to use the Price Wizard button that's down there at the bottom there to raise the pricing, you're going to first have to search for the particular parts that you want to raise the pricing on. So if you just click on Price Wizard here to try and do it on all of them, it's going to tell you that you have to first select the parts. So we're going to go to the search icon here, and you're going to have to pick a particular category. So again, if you wanted to raise the prices on all of your parts, although you can do it with the Price Wizard, you're going to have to do it one category at a time. You're not going to be able to do more than one category. So we'll pick a category. Now you could narrow it down if there's only certain types of parts in this category that you were going to raise the prices on. You could narrow it down with the property selection there. We're going to go ahead and click on the search button here within the part search window. And now we have a list of all of our annealed parts. Now you might think that you could go through and just check certain parts and then you only do it for just those parts that are checked, but that's not the case. It's going to add all of these parts then to our window here once we choose OK. So we're going to go ahead and choose OK. So now in our list we only have our annealed parts, none of the other parts. Now that we have all our parts selected here, we're going to go ahead and click on the Price Wizard. And then in the Price Wizard, we'll be able to increase the pricing by a percentage for the material, the labor, or the cost. Now on the cost, sometimes you may have several costs set up on a particular part for different vendors. If you do raise the cost, it's going to raise all the costs on that particular part. There isn't a way to pick a particular vendor cost to raise. So if you do a lot of parts from a number of different vendors and do your pricing based off of the cost, and the costs are obviously different from the different vendors, you may want to consider when setting up your parts actually creating different categories for each of the different vendors. All right, so we're going to go ahead and raise our prices on the material here for our anneal category by 5%. So we're just going to go ahead and put in 5%. And then over to the right there in the preview window, you can see it shows our current price of $4.41, and the new price will be $4.63. So we go ahead now and choose OK and confirm that we want to update the prices on all those parts. And now it's letting us know that the update is complete, and we just need to go up and choose Save. And you can see at that very first part there, the price is $4.63. And again, as the message said, we need to go up here to the top and click on Save and save our changes. And now we've updated all the prices for the anneal category by 5%. Also keep in mind that this will only work for parts that are in your parts file. This is not something that can be used for changing the pricing on auto glass parts that are in the NAGS database. Generally, those are going to be controlled by your price levels anyway, so if you want to change your auto glass pricing, you'll want to check out the tutorials on editing the price levels.